Housing affordability is the most debated and the most confused issue in residential real estate. While the rental shortage and rising rents occupies the minds of many, the property issue that occupies the most space, most often in news media and in the minds of Australian consumers, is housing affordability. It's been that way for years, indeed for decades. And while the so-called Great Australian Dream is often declared dead, with young people doomed to a lifetime of renting apparently, the evidence suggests otherwise. I recently finished working on a report with financial comparison website Canstar, which demonstrates that the dream is very much alive. The Deposit Stars report shows that there are attainable options for young buyers in all our city and regional markets, including the biggest and most expensive cities. And the finance data indicates our property markets remain as active as ever. A recent report from the Housing Industry Association noted that various segments of the housing market are increasingly active, with lending to first home buyers, owner-occupiers and investors increasing in the first half of 2024 based on the latest ABS lending data. And HIA economist Maurice Tapang said the increase in lending is partially driven by first home buyers. The number of loans issued to first home buyers in the June quarter was 6% higher than in the March quarter. And that reflects ABS data on the broader market encompassing all types of residential real estate loans up to the end of June 2024. One of the reasons home ownership is often declared beyond the reach of the average consumer is that most reports that are published on the issue are based on unrealistic parameters. And as I comment in the Deposit Stars report, most analysis on affordability is based on the size of a 20% deposit to buy a house, the median price in our major cities, and how long it would take to save such a deposit. Those reports preclude the possibility of smaller deposits, particularly with the help of the various government programs. They also overlook the reality that most people entering the market for the first time buy houses in the lower price ranges, well below the city's median price. And they usually ignore the preference of many buyers for attached dwellings, apartments, townhouses and units, and not only because they're much cheaper. Many of the locations featured in the Canstar report reflect the growing phenomenon in Australian real estate, the rise of attached dwellings as the home of choice by more and more buyers. A range of cohorts are opting increasingly for units and townhouses, including downsizers, lifestyle buyers, migrants and first home buyers. One of the features that draws growing numbers to apartments is location appeal. Not only do attached dwellings allow people to access property in good locations at cheaper prices than houses, but the average unit is better located than the average house. A report called Measuring Home Price Differences, prepared by Infrastructure Victoria, found that units consistently trump houses in proximity to desirable feature. And the report says units are located closer to selected transport types on average than houses and townhouses. This is one of the multiple factors driving high demand for units, challenging the dominant paradigm of real estate that houses always outperform units and townhouses on capital growth, and that is undoubtedly changing. Now recently UBank, which is a division of National Australia Bank, published a survey which found that more than half of Gen Z and millennials who don't own a home are looking to make the move into the property market within the next 5 years. 56% of survey respondents, and they're all Australian Gen Z and millennials between the ages of 18 and 43, aim to purchase their first property within the next 5 years. 9 out of 10 respondents agree that the purchase of a home is one of their goals in life, although most acknowledge that it won't be easy. In addition to all that, research from the Commonwealth Bank confirms that ownership remains an ambition and that the number of first-time buyers going it alone is actually growing. According to data from the Big Four Bank, 40% of first-home buyers purchased their home alone in the first 6 months of 2024 without going into that purchase with a partner, a friend or family member. That's a jump from 35% of first-home buyers doing the same thing 5 years ago. So there's compelling evidence that home ownership not only remains a primary goal for young Australians, but it's being achieved in growing numbers.